Hey, Jake Berry with Berry Genius, and I've got Coach Manny Gomez from Harlingen High, the Cardinals. Coach, talk to me about Harlingen football because you've been there for as long as I've been covering sports, and you've really turned that program into a staple down here.
It's home, man. It's home, and when it's home, it's like by all means you try to make it right for anybody who walks in those doors, man. It's like when you're preparing a dinner or something or a barbecue for friends to come over, you want it to go right. You want them to have a pleasant time. So, the experience that I want these kids to have is not just a football experience, but a growing experience physically, mentally, socially / spiritually. I want them to benefit from it and prepare themselves from all those possible points that I just mentioned and be ready for it because life is undefeated. And eventually we have to try to go out there and try to first strive through it and eventually try to overcome it and eventually change our life and our world, man, because that's the whole thing with a lot of people. Culturally, they're just simply trying to survive, man, and that's not the standard that we live by. We in our culture, man, some of our traditions they're not very beneficial. It's like I tell the kids, we never get to the great because we're too stuck in the good or we're too stuck in the hood, because it's like the common response on a daily. You can simply walk or go somewhere and say, hey, how you doing? And there's the normal response, hey, I'm good. And I've challenged our kids simply. It's a simple challenge because the principle of speaking it can come to fruition. So if you start saying, I'm great, I'm fantastic, I'm wonderful, it does something to you right here, man. It's just a simple little challenge that we have because I want that change. And that process is not an overnight deal. Like majority of us in our cultures like that we want that kind of like microwave effect and nothing great happens overnight. It's a process that you have to build perseverance and be able to build endurance to be able to overcome and eventually someday see that transformation and happen. But you got to start, man. And sometimes the hardest thing to do is start. And we've started our off season, and it's not just a program, but it's a movement, and it's going great, man. And that's what we, in a nutshell, try to do for these kids, man, is to prepare them to have plenty of arsenal for life's encounters, man. Because you and I both know that life is not all peachy, man. And there's gonna be some ups and downs, and like I said, there's gonna be some ups and downs. Usually, everybody wants that flat line, that easy. And that's like your dad, man, and that's not what we want. I don't want just kids breathing out there in this world. I want them living it up, man, and changing it. So the easy part is football. That's the easy part, man. All the other stuff, these mind games, these attributes, this transformation process is like I tell the kids, it's like restoring an old car, man. It's not easy. You got to take it apart. You got to sand them down. You got to make sure you don't lose none of your bolts and stuff, and then put it all together. And not too many people in this era now understand it, man. And that's how we do it. It's like I tell people we do things the easy way in Harlingen, which is the hard way, but eventually that hard way turns into outworking, and then also eventually to working it smart. So yeah, the common way is the hard way, but that's where you have to start, and eventually you grow. And that's the process. I go, we're not just going to go through life, guys. We need to grow through life. So you have to start somewhere, and that's the way we attack it in Cardinal land, man. And yeah, we talk about football, but really it's work ethic, man. It's really about work ethic, and you can get kids to believe in that and work hard, dude. When they go out there and play the game of football, that's the easy, bro. So that's how we've been fortunate to create this culture that, it's been a process. But, we as a coaching staff, majority of these guys are ex-Cardinals. They understand the standards that we've lived by. So, it's been something that it's been like a life-changing experience, not just for them, but for even me and my coaching staff, man. We've grown a lot, man. Literally we've grown a lot that we lost our hair, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been there 26 years, man, believe it or not. And it's really like 30 years that I've been a part of that school, part of me being a student there, that I've been there, man. So, but it just feels like yesterday, man, seriously, and I truly believe that I still have some unfinished business in that school and in this city, in this community, before I ever do leave, wherever that day may come. But only God knows that. And but I enjoy every day, man. Seriously, I tell myself and I tell the coaches, guys, if you ain't ready to walk in those doors with a positive intention, positive attitude, don't show up. Don't show up, because it's important. I don't want you guys bringing that life vibe into that building, man. But I get it, man, because we're human beings, and life, like I said, life's undefeated, and sometimes puts us in difficult situations, or gets our mind focused or unfocused, let me say. But it is what it is, because it's always family first, man. And that's how I raise my coaches. I tell them, guys, I want you guys to be able to enjoy life, man, and be a great father, great son, before you ever think about being a great football coach, man. I want you guys to be right in your own world. So yeah, all of that is all tied into what we do, man. It's not just X's and O's, and it's all of that, brother. So life is great.
Now, you bring up family. Since you've been there, you've created, tight-knit family with your coaches, but also your players. I mean, I see like Randy Bermea came back. God, I'm trying to think who else came back. Not Randy Bermea. Randy's back, right?
Yeah.
But he's in.
Yeah, Randy's back. He's coaching for me, coaching track. Kevin Ledesma is back.
Kevin Ledesma, yeah.
These are guys that the guys that I personally coach. Mike Aguilar, that was probably before he played in 04 for me as a linebacker. His brother came back, Nate Aguilar, and I got Coach Ray DeLeon. He's the only coach that I was not on staff, because he graduated in 94 and I got there in 95.
Oh, wow.
So, but he's a Cardinal, and Clayton Creeders, I coached them. Bubba Ledesma, the OC, all those guys, man, they're all Mondo Gonzalez. Mondo Gonzalez, Mike Aguilar. I literally coached those guys, because those guys played linebacker for me and stuff. So all of that is, it makes it easy on me, because they understand my expectations, our expectation. Like I tell them, I said, I am going to empower you guys. I'm going to give you guys some ownership, but for the right reasons, because I want them to feel that, hey, man, this program is not just Gomez's, it's ours, man. So let's treat it like we treat our house, man. So that way we can definitely, treat it like our home. Literally, clean, make sure your areas are clean, and set the standards, be the example, all that stuff, man. And that's why it makes it easy. But sometimes, don't get me wrong, man, it's like anything. All families, man, all families fight. All families sometimes have disagreements. But, one thing that I've learned, that anytime there's a disagreement, dude, the only way you're going to resolve it is through communication, man. And in leadership, period, you have to have great communication. You have to have great organization, and in order to build great relationships, man, to have like I say, maximum effort. It's an acronym that I use, which is called CORE. And I've seen you transform your body, man. And you got plenty of that weight off that gut of yours, big dog. And I'm proud of you, man, for that. But if your core is right, your body's right, man, and that's important for to have a tenure like I've had. But like I said, I'm fortunate, because I had some great leaders before me, man, that taught me a few things, man, and guided me in the right direction. And eventually, I just added my twist to it. But my twist was going to be the work on the intangibles of the kids, man, and that's why every day, believe it or not, Jake, I know I'm talking a whole lot, just like I'm talking to you, man. I talk to these kids like that every day, man. I'm trying to speak life into some of these kids and give them that hope, man, that a lot of kids nowadays, even young adults, are lacking, man, with this pandemic. It's something that, I know it's real, but I refuse to bow down to it, man. I think that sometimes we give it too much credit. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, man, no disrespect, because I have personal friends, families that have lost loved ones, but sometimes I think that we give it too much respect, and too much into it. Don't get me wrong. It's like when people say, the devil never sleeps. And I tell him, well, neither does my God, Jesus, seriously, I like, don't give no respect to the devil, man. It's all good. But anyway, yeah, that's what we do, man. That's my world. That's my mind. It's my heart. It's my love. It's my passion.
No, that's awesome because it comes through when you talk. But I guess nuts and bolts. Let's talk about realignment real quick because I know everybody's probably wondering what was your take on realignment. Your district. You've got the Norm, Los Fresnos, San Benito, Weslaco, Hannah, Rivera. What did you guys have to do today after realignment? Do you have to find new teams to play?
Yeah, when it comes to realignment, it's like, look, it's the principle of life. Sometimes why kind of lose sleep over things you can't control, and so I really didn't prepare a whole bunch. I talked to a few coaches prior, like, hey man, possible this, possible that, but because it can throw a monkey wrench into all of these scenarios. But the problem that happens with us, man, not too many people want to play us. And up north, not too many people want to play us because it's a lose-lose for them. Mm-hmm. So I've learned to talk to coaches down here in the Valley, say, guys, it's relative, man. We have the same type of athletes. The thing is, what do you feed them, man? And I feed them just like I'm feeding, I'm semi-feeding you right now, the way I think and the way I do my thing, and I love what I do. I feed these kids every day, man. So, we may hurt your feelings, but we're not going to hurt you physically. So let's play, so, and plus you do learn a lot early, man, when you can get a few lumps, man. And that's the whole thing about what I've learned in the past by playing some of these juggernaut type schools like the Abilenes and the San Antonio Madisons and so on, the Reagans. You learn these things, man, and you learn about leverage when it comes to speed. So like you're playing a San Antonio school, you can't have the regular leverage at maybe 9 yards. You got to back up to 12. Little things like that, man, that I've learned to figure out. But it's still the same animal, man, to a certain degree mentally. But realignment, we had to find because we were in a 16 district, so we had to find 5 games. So I already had for sure a 5th game because we were going to fall into that same possibility, which was Laredo United. So I only had to find 4 games, and that was a scenario. So which just ended up being it. So I ended up picking up Harlingen South is going to be our first game of the year, and then we're going to have actually it was supposed to be Edinburgh High, but something happened, and within the district, and literally about 90 minutes ago, we had to change that game. So we're playing Mercedes week 2. So that's going to be like an old school kind of rival game there. Goes back in probably decades, man. I think they used to play each other. Week 3 will be Mission Veterans. Week 4 will be Laredo United South. And then week 5 will be, like I mentioned, Laredo United. So a little bit of travel, but those 2 possible games, the Laredo games, we've kind of learned the hard way, but we're going to play those in a neutral site, probably in La Jolla / maybe Roma. That way, probably on the Thursday / but somewhere where we don't have to drive all the way, man, because it is a little bit of a tough little drive to Laredo and vice versa for them. So, but now we're excited, man. We're excited for the new season. It's like anything, man. I'm excited for the Super Bowl, bro. I'm an underdog dude, so I'm definitely going for Joe Burrow. But I'm a defensive guy too, man, and I like Von Miller and Aaron Donald, and even though Floyd, man, because I'm a big Bear fan. He played for the Bears, so. But I just love watching football. Great competitive games, bro, and that's what we try to teach our kids, man. Compete at the highest level at every time, and then take that competitive edge into the classroom, out in life, and at home by doing great things everywhere you go, man. And that's like I tell them, imagine, that could be any adult. Imagine if you just try your best at everything that you do. And that's like a new principle. It's simple, man. It's that simple. But a lot of us, for some reason, we get it twisted, thinking life is difficult. I think a lot of us, it was just make it difficult, man. I think you can simply make it just simple by, hey, man, just go hard at everything that you do. Because honestly, Jake, the pandemic, if anything, it should bring some like bring you closer to the people that you love, man, because you don't never know, bro. Seriously, some of these stories that you hear, man, and life is precious, brother. So it's important that you take every day to the fullest, live it to the fullest. And that's what I try to do, man, every day on a daily, man. So, yeah.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me. And a lot of people ask me why I wanted to get back into this. Yeah, I'm going to raise some money for an organization for my daughter because she's dealing with some stuff. But I really do it also because it's therapy. It's therapy for me because, you know, you get to hear somebody like you talk, and it's like, it's uplifting. A lot of people think, you know, sometimes coaches are meatheads. There's nothing there besides football. But I mean, you hear you talk, and you can, I mean, what was it? What was your saying? You grow through life, not go through life.
Yeah, man. The common person goes through life, man, and you know, I taken a step further, and I simply just gonna add a few letters to that and say, you know what, let's not just go through life, let's grow through life, man. Because, dude, I'm gonna be speaking February 28th at the Leadership Summit in Arlington, which is, some people are kind of making it big because it's the first time a Hispanic coach is spoken at that place. So I have to have proper etiquette, you know what I'm saying, and proper verbiage. So we'll see, man. But it's definitely an honor to be chosen to do that. You know, the guest, I saw it like 6 years ago. Mike Singletary was the dude, man. So I'm a big Mike Singletary fan. So he spoke at that, and actually the honorary spokesperson at this one's going to be Troy Aikman. So I'll probably get a chance to meet Troy Aikman. But I heard Troy Aikman speak though at a leadership summit for church. It's called a C3 summit in the Dallas area, and I remember him saying, and I quote him, he said, you know, social media, because I think social media is this, bro. It's hurting a lot of kids' lives, man, and because they're too busy comparing and not competing, man, and comparing makes people bitter, and they feel bad for themselves, a lot of despair. But Troy Aikman said, you know, social media is a race to the bottom, and that's one thing that I've learned to tell our kids, man. I'll say, you know, because they all know who Troy Aikman is or was, and for the Cowboys, and you know, I'm gonna get a chance to speak there, man. But I think that just there's a lot of great coaches, man, and a lot of great people here in the Valley. But a lot of us, it's like I tell the kids. One of the richest lands in our area, or one of the richest lands in any area. If I had to ask you, you'd probably say something like, "What, Dubai?" You know, or, you know, Palm Springs or something. I said, "No, it's a cemetery, man," because a lot of people pass away without ever sharing their gift, man. Because a lot of people are so culturally raised to the point like, "Hey, just take care of you. Just take care of you." And just speak when somebody speaks to you. Other than that, keep your mouth shut. Yeah, to a certain degree, yes. But it's the principle of life, man. I truly believe, like in the Spanish, you understand Spanish, right?
Claro que
There's a
sí.
saying, claro que sí. Una boca que no se abre, no come. You know, and to me, that's real, man. And a lot of kids simply in our race, man, they've been raised that way. Because I was semi-raised that way in a small way. But my dad always told me, "Hey, son, when everybody's going that direction, you go this direction." You know, and like this is super childish. But I say, "Hey, guys, I want for you every morning, okay? Every morning when you walk by somebody, I want you to say good morning. You know, I don't care if there's a frog. I don't care if there's a frog next to you. You say good morning to the frog." I'll go, because that automatically produces you to start speaking. And eventually, when you start speaking, you know, it's a principle of a matter of eventually learning to have wisdom. And at the same time, if I want to be a great leader at Harlingen High School, or you want to be a great leader as a teacher, if these kids do not respond, or do not have that boldness to be, or that courage to be able to respond, you're going to say something like this: "Are there any questions?" Or nobody's going to say anything, because they're not bold enough to say anything, because they've been raised to just keep their mouth shut. You know, and that's how we do this. So every morning I'll say, "Okay, we good?" And now they say, "Nah, coach, we're great," because like I told you earlier, I think I told you earlier, you know, hey, A lot of us will never get to the great because we're too stuck in the good or we're too stuck in the hood, and that's the thing. Hey, good morning. This is now, coach, great morning. I said, how you doing, son? I'm doing great, coach. So because the common person, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We don't want to be good. We want to be great, man. That man put us on this planet so we can be freaking great people. But our culture sometimes puts blinders like this on you, man. So that's the whole thing. I'm trying to change the optics of these kids and even us adults, man, because yes, you can. Yes, you can. So we're going to grow from being Mexican to Mexicans, but I do have a handful of white folks that I love to death. Like I said, I don't see color, man. I just see human beings. I see and feel their hearts, man. And that's what I try to get people when I speak to feel my heart because, oh, he's a great coach, man. To me, that's overrated. I want to be known as a great husband, as a great father, as a great leader, as a great human being, bro. But like you said, yes, everybody sees me on the sideline as, man, that dude is aggressive, whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. But again, that's another thing that I like to talk about. My boy Ray Lewis said it. Know what time it is. What time is it? Game time. So you have to have codes of conduct in life, man. So what time is it? It's like going to church. What time is it? Time to be reverent. Keep our noise down, level down. What time is it? We go in the classroom. Got to be respectful. What time is it when you walk in the house? You have to be, respectful as well. So you just got to know what time it is and let's go. And after a while, you start teaching that what time it is to the people around you. And our culture eventually changes, man. But that's what I'm trying to do, Jake. I'm literally trying to plant seeds of hope in these kids' minds, man. As I can tell them, because one of the most powerful paradoxes in this world, besides Jesus Christ dying for us and living forever, is a seed, man. A seed has got to die in order for it to grow. And that's like I tell anybody, what in you needs to die today so something new can grow tomorrow or today. And everybody, bro, everybody, including yourself, man, we all want some form of change in our world. And it starts by simply speaking it. So I'm teaching my kids to simply say, good morning. And then eventually I challenge them, hey, how's your day? How you doing? You good? Nah, coach, I'm great. I'm fantastic. Some of these kids even say, nah, coach, I'm delicious, which is all good. But I do tell them, hey, be real, man. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes they ask me, coach, how you doing? I say, guys, I'm good, but I still have plenty of light left. And I say it's all day and half the night. I still got some more hours so I can make it great, man. But, it's life, man. I'm being real because I don't want it to turn into like a game. I want you guys to be honest with me and be real with me, guys, because I'm going to be real with you. And that's what a team does. That's what a family does. If you got 60%, your teammate to the right of you, the teammate to behind you can pick up the other 20. This guy can pick up the other 15. And that's what happens, man. That's what happens in family. Somebody picks you up, and then eventually you have this synergistic effect. And you create this movement that is unstoppable, man, because I'm a storyteller, dude.
Yeah, you are, but a great storyteller.
And I told the kids, guys, this is no joke. So there was one horse, they tested him. He pulled 7,000 pounds. They got another horse and he pulled 8,000 pounds. And they said, together, how much did they pull? They all say 15,000. I go, negative. They pulled 30,000 together. When you get two people or you get people together with the same vision, man, it creates a synergistic effect. And that's what Harlingen High School football athletics, let me say, is becoming. It's not a program, it's a movement, man. And it's special, man. Like I said, it's producing great quality kids. And I tell myself that maybe what I need to do to really kind of like show the proof is in the pudding, like Mr. Bill Cosby used to say, I guess. I don't know if he's probably not a great role model, Mr. Cosby, but I like that. The proof is in the pudding, because I have a lot of kids that are doing great things, man, working in Border Patrol, working on Wall Street, doctors, you name it, man. They're doing great things. And a lot of these knuckleheads, they simply say, the work ethic, coach, that we learned there is always been a pivotal part where at times we learn to pivot and rely on that cardinal toughness, and like I said, I've had a lot of great coaches that have helped us raise these kids, man. Because like I said, we don't want to just go through the program, go through a season. Now we want to grow through the program, grow through a season, and harvest great things at the end of it, man. So, and it starts with me, man. So yeah, I'm fortunate to still be at Harlingen. Like I said, I've had opportunities to go up north, a couple of opportunities, man. But I'm a family first guy, and I didn't want to do those things to my girls because I got two girls. One's 24. She graduated from UTSA. She's working on a master's. She's on her own there in the San Antonio area. And now my little one, she's a senior this year here at Cardinal Land, and she's top 4%, and she's been accepted to go to UT. So
Wow.
That's going to be difficult because I've been always an A&M dude, man. But anything for my daughter, man, to the point where she's going up there. But I'll tell you what, boy, woo, the place that she's gonna be staying at, man. Oh my God, compared to the place I used to stay at, Kingsville, A&M Kingsville, boy, it looks like an outhouse compared to what she's gonna be staying at. But she deserves the best, man. And I just try to do that same thing for all these kids. Try to give them an experience that hopefully they can fill their pockets with plenty of arsenal to go out there in the world and prepare and be ready. Because like I said, guys, life's undefeated, man. And so we got to prepare ourselves for it because we're going to have ups and downs, man. And we have to be ready for that. And the common person is not who we are. We have to become uncommon. So we have to do certain things uncommon. That's why I think we separate ourselves from a lot of programs down here because of that, man. That principle. They understand all of that, man. Believe me, it doesn't happen overnight, Jake. It's a lot, but nah, man, we get it done, and it's a process. And man, I'll tell you what, we live by that. We live by that code, and we call it it is what it is. The four pillars of life, and perseverance, character. It's persevere, character, hope, faith, which is these two. That's why when you see us before we go up before we come out, and the W in the middle. So you got perseverance, character, hope, faith, and the four pillars of having wonderful times. That's W in the middle. People say winning. No, we don't preach winning. We want to have wonderful times. So we say it is what it is, and that's our logo. So yeah, man, we live by that standard, by that code, and man, we get hype and we go out there and have fun, man. That's what it's all about. Because if not, dude, you're working, and nobody likes to work, man. And I don't think I've ever worked a day in my life. Only when I have to do like administrative stuff, that's working, bro. But other than that, living the dream, homie.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time, man. It's been a long time coming. I appreciate all the help. It's therapy.
No, dude, anytime, bro. Like I sometimes tell myself maybe I need to start my own podcast,
You do.
and start just talking to people because, dude, counseling, you name it, bro. I've done it. I've experienced it, and I just want to help people, man. And but at the same time, I'm not going to do it myself. I'm going to help people who are willing, and that's what kind of like, it's not a fine line. It's a dual line. People say it's got to be a fine line in leadership. No, I think there's got to be dual lines where they can see like you're about to go into shark infested waters, man, and that way they know it's go time, man. It's go time and it's grow time. So there's a difference. But other than that, like I said, man, I think the Valley's awesome. I think the Valley can be a lot better in many different aspects of it. But it starts with every single one of us, man. And we got to quit pointing fingers and quit being an ag. Understand that you want something, go get it, man. Go chase it down. Because like I tell the kids, the only thing that's free in this life are blood whoopings, bro. And they're served on a daily. So yeah, man. But I appreciate you, man, for having me.
No, man, Coach, thank you. And look forward to talking to you down the road again.
I know it's getting dark in my truck and stuff, but hey, no. Anytime somebody cancels on you, holler at me.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Hey, take care.